Let me show you a visualization of the distribution of household wealth in America during the 1990s. Above the dotted line is the top 0.1%. Then we have the 1%, and then the bottom 50 to 90%. I'm sorry, the 50 to 90%, and then the bottom 50%. So as you can see, if you look at this chart, the share of wealth goes up fairly evenly from 1990 to 2000. So considering inflation, the share of wealth should hold to the same on a gradual rise up, right? From the bottom 50% all the way to the top 0.1%. Everybody should be in a better spot, right? Now, let me switch back to the ghost of the America present. The share of household wealth has skewed wildly out of control. The top 1% decimates, and in fact, it's not even close. In fact, the only groups that have improved in the top 99 and 1%. Everyone else lost wealth. Everyone, except them. The middle class is shrinking. Their poor are getting poorer. Remember, this all started in 2008 with redistribution of wealth. We got to make sure the middle class and lower class get their fair share. And as we have done all these things, the big guys up at the top are gobbling everything up, and there's nothing left now even for the middle class. Now, this might sound like a Bernie Sanders talking point, but it's not. His solution is government regulation, central planning, and the redistribution of wealth. Well, that's what we're doing. Government interference is what's causing all of this. Who can afford to operate within a heavily regulated system? The guy starting his business or IBM? Who can play the games with the IRS? The woman who is cleaning hotel rooms or the fat cat? Is it Google or is it the small business owner that's getting rich? Who came out the other side better off after the government shut businesses down during the pandemic? Was it your locally owned Ace Hardware? Or was it Home Depot? Was it Walmart or your local grocery store? And all those major corporations that seem to make profits, whether during pandemics or economic recessions, notice how they're the ones pushing woke propaganda and pretty much every left-wing talking point. Now, everything is expensive. I mean, for the common man. But everything is okay at the top 1% and for the rulers of Google and Facebook and BlackRock. It's almost as if, no, I'm going to say it, it is by design. And the elites are lying to all of us.
Eden Pure is back with their famous Thunderstorm air purifier. It's their top seller air purifier that quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and so much more. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you know it works. Any smell will vanish after just a few seconds of the Thunderstorm being plugged in. Odors, litter boxes, trash cans, cigarette smokes, dirty diapers. Wow, I don't want to visit that house. The powerful Thunderstorm sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. I have these in my house. They're great. The molecules go behind and under furniture. Nothing can hide from the Thunderstorm. Best of all, no filters to buy over and over again, saving you money. Start enjoying your home again and get several Thunderstorms. Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for the whole home protection. You get 3 units for under $200. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, wherever you need the air to be clean. Go to EdenPureDeals.com, EdenPureDeals.com. Use the promo code Beck and save.
America is in the middle of a full-on class war, but I want to clarify what we're looking at. It's the same situation that was in the Soviet Union. The government elites and their state business entities held all of the power. They even had special lanes on the highway that if you were a member of the party and you had a lot of power, you could use it. Everybody else, you didn't have a car. Okay. So it's the same situation currently in Russia. Okay, Putin and his allies hold all the power. All the chosen oligarchs control the wealth, and it's the average person that doesn't have anything. Same in China. two classes, the government and the super rich. And then there's everybody else underneath. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know there was a killing in your neighborhood. We'll get to picking up the dead bodies soon. Oh, okay. Now, we saw this with this graft. Only one class is improving, right? This explains everything that is currently happening right now, from the Great Reset to the United Nations, to everything progressives are pushing here at home. It's why our economic system is based off of debt. Wait a minute, what? It's why inflation continues to climb higher while the government spends more and more than ever before in the history of the world. It's why food and energy are being made scarce through the green agenda. It's even why they need open borders, and I'll show you that later on in the show. But nothing is being done by accident. You have to be the most unlucky group of people ever if this was all just an accident. I mean, everything in your agenda goes the opposite way for America? Come on. We know it's intentional, pushing the elites higher and everyone else lower. You will own nothing and you will like it. The signs are everywhere. This story has been going viral again for some reason. Chinese-owned farmland is popping up near American military bases all over the country. Now, that on its own is alarming, right? We did a show on this about a year ago. But there's more going on here as we continued to investigate. It's not just the Chinese. Our leaders are selling America brick by brick and plot by plot. As of 2022, foreign direct investment in the United States for both land and businesses totaled $5.25 trillion. Now, let me put that into perspective. If these foreign investors represented a country, just the investors, they would have the third highest GDP in the world. And it's more than money. It is. I mean, well, let's talk about money here for a second. It's more than the GDP of Japan, more than the GDP of Germany, India, UK, France, Russia, Canada, Italy. That's a lot of money. And it's coming from us and going outside of our country. Now, much of that investment went directly into the soul of our country. American manufacturing, made in America, but owned by foreign nationals. And yes, the Chinese are buying up American farms. Some of that is near military bases, which is kind of a huge security concern. I'm just saying. But foreigners currently hold interest in over 43 million acres of U.S. farmland. But it's not just our land. Foreign purchases of American business is also skyrocketing. The Department of Treasury's latest data shows a record number of filings for 2022. Now, let's just take a look at some of the industries that foreigners are buying up. Some might say this is insane, but then again, people say I'm insane. So what is insanity? The oil and gas extraction companies, the coal mining, the metal ore mining, the electrical power generation, chemical manufacturing, pharmaceutical and medicine manufacturing, semiconductor manufacturing. I mean, nothing really to see here, nothing important. Look at those industries. Those are all the things that we've been told that we depend on countries like China for. Why are we letting everything being sold to foreigners? And why aren't we having that conversation? And who exactly is buying up all of our stuff? Well, you'll be happy to know the good people of China lead the way, with 97 American businesses bought up from 2020 to 2022. The number is most likely a little higher than that. Now, to me, when Donald Trump says America first, I don't immediately go to tiki torches. You know, I don't go there. I go to, hey, let's make things and own things ourselves. Why are we allowing people who are hostile from hostile countries, people that have it least some connection to their governments that are also hostile, to buy up the industries that we consider critical for our very survival. Let me ask you, did you see this? Not only is private land and infrastructure getting bought up, but Joe Biden tried to let foreigners buy American public land as well. Well, gee, I'd like a shot at that. How about you? We could buy part of a national park or a national forest. That'd be great. Now, the White House didn't announce this. They tried to slip it through. He would have succeeded if it wasn't for people like Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes calling him out on it. Keep an eye out for this in the future. They never stop. They never go away because it goes to directly why the government is allowing all of our land and infrastructure to be bought up. Why? Well, the U.S. dollar is the world's global currency. You have to have demand for dollars. Okay, otherwise, we can't continue to spend. But if you have demand all over the world for dollars, then they can continue to spend us into oblivion. They can sell the country plot by plot. As crazy as this might sound, I had a banker tell me, he was a very high-level banker. In about 2008, I said, we are going to be left with nothing. And he said, yeah, but you have to understand how much our national parks and forests are worth. I said, what do you mean by that? Well, we'll put them up for sale if we have to. Oh. Well, I thought there would be a discussion before we did that. Apparently not. Now, demand for our money stays high if foreigners continue to use it. We never have to balance the budget. Inflation outprices people like you and me, but for foreign elites and governments, they can continue to buy our fire sale. They want the world addicted to the dollar. They want to continue spending irresponsibly, so they sell the country back to the highest bidder. And we're not supposed to notice because he's homophobic over there, yeah, and he doesn't like lesbians or space witches that are lesbians. Good God, may God save the Republic.